Welcome to the Enter the Mind podcast, the most real talk, no nonsense podcast on the empowering of the mind. Why enter the mind? Because it's that room in your house that's been there all along that you've never gone into. Well, now it's time to enter with two mind coaches dedicated to self-help and the thriving of all human beings. I'm Robert Nelson, and I'm here with my co-host,
Kyra Carlin.
And today we're going to talk about, take it away, Kyra.
Matter. And I think matter is such a cool subject because, Robert, you're into like the physics of things. And I think that I feel like it could tie in with what you believe as well. So like matter is energy, and it cannot be created nor destroyed. So when you're thinking about matter, and we are made up of molecules and atoms that create matter. Like we're matter. We're here. So, I can touch my skin and I'm solid because I'm solid. But when you really think about, like, if you're bringing matter to what other people think about you, then you're bringing that matter, that energy that cannot be created nor destroyed into your life. But if you're thinking about you and you're focusing on you and it matters what you think, it's almost like matter becomes an adjective. If that's or a verb, it matters. Verb. It starts to matter. So it starts to evolve into your reality. So it doesn't matter what other people think if you ain't focused on it, but it matters what you think, because it then becomes in your reality, and that energy is formed into your reality. And I think that's really cool. What do you think?
Yeah, totally. And I think that there's a lot of hidden truths embedded into language, and you're shedding light onto one very good example of that, which is in the English language, we have this saying of, oh, it doesn't matter, or, pay attention to what matters, or, this or that. And yeah, to be honest with you, I never really connected that with the other meaning of the word, which you would encounter in physics class as, like matter meaning substance or right. And yeah, I think that has huge ramifications because, like you said, if you allow other people's opinions to matter, then it almost makes them real. Like it makes them, in a way, it makes them into energy, because matter is energy, as you said, but then it also makes it real. And so, it's wild,
It's so interesting, like, to hear you say it from your point of view with the energy that you bring along with it as well. Because it's cool, because it's not my own. So like I have my point of view and like the energy that I bring along with that idea, but then you have yours as well. So it clicks even more. And I also think it's really interesting what you said. You said, pay attention to what matters. Okay, so like, oh my God, I love this. So like, pay attention to like what matters. Okay, well, not everything is going to matter to like, not everything is going to matter the same way to people. So pay attention to what matters to you. Pay attention to what energy you want in your life. Pay attention to the matter that you want in your life. Yes, I found the words. Pay attention to the matter that you want to bring into your life. So, do you get that? Do you feel that? Did we push ourselves further?
Yeah, pay attention to the matter you want to bring to your life.
Love that.
Your life. Yeah, I had to write that one down. That was very well said. And it's there's something about the just spoken language where if you put the words together in the right order, it's like typing a code or something, and it can unlock these ideas or whatever. Um, so let's dissect that. Pay attention to matter. Did I even write it the correct way? Pay attention to matter that you want to bring into your life. Yeah. Pay attention to matter that you want to bring into your life. And that, so in that sentence, matter can have one of two meanings. Certainly being used as a noun in that sentence, but pay attention to matter you want to bring into your life. And that, I mean, there's another sense of the word when people say matters, like, you know, I'm just attending to these various matters, and, you know, so now I'm trying to tie that together also. So matters could mean, they could mean issues or topics or things. But then also matter can mean, yeah, subjects. Like what subjects, what do you want to bring into your life? And by bringing them into your life, it makes them matter. It's funny enough. It's like it, by you putting your attention on it, yeah, it by you deciding that it's going to be a matter of your life, that then makes it matter. You see what I mean?
Yes. Yes, I totally see it. And there's like so many ways that you can see it, but I feel like it always comes back to that answer, like the matter that's in your life. So, but when you said, let's break it down, right? So pay attention to the matter you want to bring into your life. So do you remember on the episode where we were talking about the devil, and I'm pretty sure I might have mentioned like paying attention to something. You're paying the devil. You're paying the devil with your dreams and shit, right? So like when we say pay attention to the matter you want to bring into your life, pay the attention to focus on what matters. So pay that matter and it will pay you back, sort of thing. Like if you're paying attention to somebody else's, you know, beliefs about you or thoughts about you, then you are paying those with your own beliefs about yourself, and then they pay you back with the matter, that specific matter. But if you're paying yourself and the thoughts that you think about yourself, then that pays you back with the matter of what you think about yourself. So it's really interesting when you break things down like this, like when you really break down a sentence and sort of try and think outside of the box with it. It like, I mean, the doorways that open are like crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. And I do think that this connects to all of our other episodes, including the one on the conveyor belt model of the mind. And one of the reasons why the conveyor belt model is such a good model, in my opinion, is that one example is you put your attention on this thing, and then sort of almost automatically, not quite magically, but maybe subconsciously, that thing develops and grows or whatever, right? So it's very important what you put your attention on. And that's just like a conveyor belt. You know, it's what you put onto the conveyor belt. That's the metaphor for what you put your attention on. Mm-hmm. And it's very much another good metaphor for the subconscious is the metaphor of planting seeds into the ground. You plant it in, and then you kind of almost forget about it sometimes, but you know, it just gets nurtured, and and it receives nutrients, and then it grows into something like way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is maybe I'm drawing a connection to something very far away, but I think the two actually connect, and that is the whole. I mean, if you look at life itself, I mean, life meaning growth, and a woman gets pregnant, and then the baby inside grows from like from like a single cell organism, so right? Well, not a single cell, but from a two cells, right? Sperm and an egg. But it grows. It grows from such something so small. And how is it able to grow? By some sort of infusion of energy almost from the mother. So I wonder if maybe the universe is not so complex after all. And the same way that a mother infuses energy physically, but also probably psychologically into a growing fetus, any human being with a mind that infuses energy into some sort of idea or concept or belief about themselves, they actually are nurturing that the same way that a mother, helps a fetus grow into a full human being. And so if we start to relate differently to our thoughts and our ideas, and we see them as our own children, so to speak, then I think it gets a little more clear that we are investing time and energy into our thoughts, into our feelings, and that infusion of energy will cause that thing to then grow and increase in its matter.
Mm.
More ways than one.
I love that so fucking much. I feel like that's so when people are talking about like, oh, I'm giving birth to a new life, but like not like actually, or like, oh, I'm birthing a business, so I've never thought of it truthfully in the context that you said it in. Like I've thought of it like before, but I've never heard it in that context, and I like it a lot because it's completely true. Like it's like so true, and I like how it can all tie in together, like with the conveyor belt, with the matter, with the birthing, and putting that energy into what you're going for. And like the more I look at this, like pay attention to the matter you want to bring into your life, the more it really clicks for me. It's like give energy to those two cells. What are they called? Two cells?
I forgot the scientific name, but the zygote.
Yeah. So, give energy to the baby that's growing inside of you. And the more energy that you feed it when it needs it, like the more that it will grow. And it's just like birthing a real baby. Like when you birth the baby, you don't birth the baby and then you're like, all right, toss him out, go along, so like you still got to take care of that baby, and you still have to continue to care for the baby and nurture the baby because it matters to you. It's that matter that's right in front of you and you want it. So if you're birthing a new business, you don't birth a business and then sit back and relax on an island for the rest of your life. You still have to nurture that business, and you still have to be there for that business because it matters to you. That is what is in your life. That's what matters. That's the matter that is contained in your life. I love this so much, Robert. So much. I love it.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said about this. I mean, not to mention that one of the biggest social movements going on right now is Black Lives Matter. not that I want to go down that road in the podcast, because after all, this is psychology, not a sociology podcast. But I think that the fact that such a large movement that's garnering so much attention, the fact that it has the word in it, I think that it's not just a coincidence. Black Lives Matter, right? But to go off another point that I wanted to make, though, so the pattern that I'm seeing is infusion of energy, which in some cases is in the form of attention, right? That then causes something to grow. And it's scary to think that how many people might actually spend a lot of their energy nurturing things like doubt, self-doubt, or something negative, right? A negative self-perception. But at the same time, sort of the other side of the coin there is that what we can learn, or we can take away, is that we have freedom over what we place our attention on. And not only that, it's actually very important and very significant what we put our attention on. I think a lot of people, if you were to go to a little kid and you ask him, what's your most valuable resource that you have? The kid is probably going to start thinking about his Nintendo or his or his cell phone or something material. But the most important resource is one's attention, and it's so valuable because it has the potential to cause something to grow.
This is very interesting. Because they say where focus goes, energy flows. And I think that it's a really good way to look at it, like what matters to somebody. I love this. It's so much fun. What matters to somebody? What are those what's that matter that's in that person's life? So when you take a look at it, you really learn to appreciate who you are, and you learn to appreciate others for who they are as well. Because, take a look at your life. What matters to you? What's the matter contained in your life? The human mind, constant human evolution, the evolution of your brain, skateboarding, working out. These are the things that matter. Your life is made up of this matter. And it's really great because, and then I look at my life and I'm like, okay, well, what matters to me? What the fuck matters to me? My plant, clearly, because I have this awesome plant, it matters to me. It's matter. It's here. It matters to me. My elephant that I got from Thailand, it matters to me. My candle, it matters to me. And this is my life, that I have brought this matter into my fucking life. It's like if I had black walls and images of skulls all over my walls. That's the matter that I brought into my life. And every different type of matter, I'm wondering now, because I mean, obviously, I'm pretty sure that's how it would be. Like, what's it called? So if different matters have different energies, which they do, because it's like, say you're in a fight with your best friend, that is a matter that you have to take care of. A matter that's energy that's accumulated and has now become brought up into the world, and it matters now. It's now a matter in your life, and you must tend to it. So obviously that matter is going to have a specific energy that comes along with it, right? But then say you've been invited to a ball by the queen. That is a matter in your life that you must now tend to and nurture. You have to find the right dress, and that's obviously going to have a much different energetic field accompanying that matter, instead of the matter of being in a fight with your pal. What about that one? How do you think about that?
I think there's a great point in all of that, and I don't know if you were intending to make the point or if I'm just extracting this point from what you said. But I think that when we went through school, we were taught in science class. I'm talking elementary, not advanced, but like elementary, that matter is you know, wood, metal, cement, etc. And that's what matter is. And then we've got these other things such as ideas or thoughts or feelings or whatever, which I don't think received any attention as I was going through the school system. I was probably taught more about stones and wood and rocks than I was about thoughts and ideas, especially in elementary school. Learned all these categorizations of igneous rock, metamorphic, or metamorphic rock, or what I don't even know. Where was the education on thoughts, self-empowering thoughts, self-defeating thoughts, circular thoughts? You know what I mean? These different types of thoughts. Now, so certainly there's an opportunity there to teach people about the mind. But what I'm trying to say is that what if all of those things, as you pointed out, they all matter. I mean, our thoughts matter as much as that coffee cup in your hands. And I don't think it's accurate to say that the coffee cup is matter, but my thoughts are not matter. Just because I can't see my thoughts doesn't mean that it's not there. You have a light bulb go off?
Yes.
Go for it.
The connection that you just made. You said, my thoughts are as real. My thoughts matter as much as the coffee cup that's in front of me, right? But if we take a look at our life is an accumulation of our most frequent thoughts. And we feel to a result of all of our most frequent thoughts. So if my thoughts do in fact matter just as much as this coffee cup that's in front of me right now, then my thoughts matter. Because I brought this in. My thoughts made this matter. That's so interesting. Did you see what I was saying there?
I think there is a lot. Can you repeat the last part?
So my thoughts matter because our thoughts bring stuff into reality, whether it's a feeling, etc., which means that if my thoughts matter, then my thoughts brought this into matter.
Right. But what if thoughts not only what if it's not only the case that thoughts matter, but that thoughts are matter?
Huh. Huh. Interesting.
I really
Thoughts are matter.
I like to use in my coaching a lot of metaphors for the mind of well, the name of our podcast is a perfect example, and the metaphor of the house, right? And the mind being a room in a house, because most people don't have any problems cleaning their house in terms of they're fully capable of it. If they don't clean their house, it's merely a matter of laziness, but they're fully capable of cleaning their house. It's something very physical and concrete. But somehow, when it comes to the mind, when we grew up, no one taught us that we can clean our mind just as easily as we can clean our house.
Mm-hmm.
We were sort of brought up to just believe that, oh, well, yeah, those things that in our head called anxiety, depression, blah, 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 you actually need a psychologist to help you with those things. You can't just manage them on your own. Um, and, uh, and yes, maybe I'm stating an extreme there, but the point I want to make is part of my mission, I think, in life is, and part of my vision is I would like to see a human species that really looks up to itself. And right now, I'm not seeing that on planet Earth. I want to see people who do have these powerful minds, but know how to drive them and know what to think to make themselves grow, to make, and then back to the growth concept, but to really stand as tall as they possibly can, to grow to their full potential. And that in order for that to be done, the mind must be involved. We're not talking about just physical. We're not talking about growing to your full height potential, physically. I'm talking about mentally, emotionally. How do you grow to your full height emotionally and mentally?
Mm-hmm. Agreed. We definitely were entirely taught that. I mean, of course we were told like go for your dreams and stuff, but I feel like I wasn't even told to go for my dreams. Like I feel like, I don't know, I was told to like get a job or something. Like I don't remember, maybe like once or twice, teachers or something would be like, you can be whoever you want to be, you can be whatever you want to be, but like how do I do that? What do I need to do? I was never taught. And we kind of have this weird awakening, probably from like high school like onward, maybe like in our 20s, where we don't entirely know what to do because we weren't taught. We were only taught to, I guess, like get a job and stuff. We were taught like almost like to be mediocre. We weren't taught that maybe we were taught that we were in control of our minds, but once again, it was never like how. Okay, well, how do I be the best me that I can be? How do I trust myself? How do I follow my dreams? What do I need to do? Because I personally don't know. I'm sitting here, I got anger issues. I'm thinking about my first boyfriend in freshman year. I'm thinking about I'm thinking about I'm growing up and I have all these things on my mind. How am I supposed to move on from that? We have to learn that all by ourselves, and that's a hard road. That is a hard road. Definitely one worthwhile, but it's a hard road. And I feel like if we were taught like what you and I are talking about and what so many other people study, I feel like, I mean, damn. Damn, I'm thinking about that and I'm like, damn, we would have some smart ass humans. I feel like, how like we view the human race now, like, yeah, there's definitely a bunch of smart people, but like there's still some dumb fucks out there. Like, and I'm just like wondering, like, how would the human race be if, they were straight up taught to how to elevate the human mind, how to enlighten yourself daily, how to grow daily and let go daily and let in daily and change daily and be yourself daily. Like I wonder, how different the human race would be. I mean, obviously we're never going to be perfect. Like we're humans. We are imperfect as fuck, but like still it's interesting to think about.
Yeah, I think I think the answer is the human species would definitely be different. And does it have to be perfect? No, but I think there's definitely opportunity. That's very clear to me. Yeah, out of what you said, what I wrote down, the phrase I wrote down was taught to be mediocre. Like we're taught to be mediocre, and I think that um, that's kind of a result, like a very easy way to make a human being mediocre is to give them the false impression that they have no control, no jurisdiction
Mm-hmm.
over what goes on up here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's certainly a myth that I would want to dispel. But I think that this podcast does that in part. I think that we're bringing awareness to this. So in our closing minutes, do you have any final thoughts to conclude?
I do actually. I think I think you said something that triggered something in my brain. And so it didn't, our human minds, how to work the human mind, it didn't matter back then. Get it? It didn't matter back then, but it matters now. And it's starting to matter now. So it's starting to form into a matter now. And that is just, whew, blows my mind. But then other than that, I mean, obviously, thank you so much for listening, everyone. You guys are the bomb.com. So, like, just start elevating because what else you got to do?
And how can people keep up with you through Instagram?
You can find me at Try Tragedy, TryTragedy, and that is my mind coaching page where I help millennial women with anxiety and limiting views break free so they can trust themselves and live the life that they envision.
Perfect. And I am at Existence First. That's one word, Existence First. All right, we'll see you all next week for another episode of Enter the Mind.
Bye.